Okay, welcome back. This is the video for page 3 of the Algebra 2 Cumulative Assessment number 5 review. So we're on number 15. Right now we're solving by taking square roots, and all that means very simply is we take the square root when we have it simplified already like this of both sides. If something's squared and you take the square root, now you're just left with the r. And we have square root of a negative, which we used to think was impossible, but now we know there are imaginary numbers, so we can fix this. That just becomes root negative 1 times root 99. It looks like square root. Square root of negative 1 we know now is I. And we need to break this 99 into its largest perfect square, which is 9. And what's left, or the remainder, 9 times 11 is 99. And then the square root of 9 is 3. I'm going to bring that out first, actually. Square root of 9 is 3. We bring the I down, and we can't do anything with the root 11. When we take square roots, I should have done this from the beginning. It creates two answers, one positive and one negative. So all the way down, these are going to be plus minus, plus minus. So we're going to get two answers here. I'm going to write them separately. R equals 3i root 11, and R equals negative 3i root 11. That is our answer. You can pause there, or we're going to move on to number 17. All right, 17. Before we can take this root, we want to move that negative over. So let's add 1 to both sides. Keep it simple. X squared equals 1. Now we can take square roots. When we do, as we said above, a little bit after the fact, it's going to be the square root of x squared is just x plus or minus root 1. Square root of 1 is just 1, so this is x equals plus or minus 1. So our answers are x equals 1, x equals negative 1. All right, then we're going to do number 19. Same thing. We're going to move this 1 to the other side. Let's do a different color so we can see it. We have negative 10x squared equals negative 270. We might as well divide both sides by that negative 10. So now we're getting close. We have x squared equals 27. We have the squared number, the squared variable isolated, so we can go ahead and take roots. We have a perfect square here. Which then gives us x equals plus or minus square root 27. And your job here is, we could be done, but we have to make sure we don't have a perfect square in here, and we do. So if we see that that can be broken into two parts, a perfect square and not, plus or minus, that's root 9, root 3. The square root of 9 is 3, so that's x equals plus or minus 3 root 3. And then we can write that as two answers over here. And then it's done. We have one more problem on this page, which we'll get to below. 21. Solve each equation with the quadratic formula. Well, first, let's remember what the quadratic formula is. I'm going to write it over in this space. Big, bold red. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, excuse me, 2a. The 4 is up top. All right, now let's do the work. Let's identify our variable. So remember also, standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c. So in this case, our a is 4. Our b is negative 7. And our c is 1. Now we're just going to plug it all into this equation. Negative b. So we have negative 7. So negative just means 7. Plus or minus square root of negative 7 squared. Make sure you put that inside parentheses. I'm going to write it out and then you're going to calculate it. So it's negative 7 squared minus 4 times 4 times 1 all over 2 times 4, or 2 times a. Now punch that into your calculator. If you're careful and use parentheses properly, what you should get is x equals 7 plus or minus the square root of 33 all over 8. Now in this case, there is no perfect square in 33. There's nothing we can take out. So we're finished. We just have to write this as 2 problems. Actually, no, we decided in class we could leave it like that. And we will. So there it is. And that's it for page 3. You can hit pause and look at that, or if you need to move on to page 4, go for it.